Hey guys, it's Jim, welcome back to Play It Loud, and in this video we're going to be talking about Liam Gallagher's Come On You Know album from this past year. I know it took me a long time to review this album, but we are finally doing it. So come on you know, let's talk about Come On You Know. This album starts off in a way I didn't expect at all. It starts off with a choir singing this innocent, yearning little song, and the phrase that stands out from this track, "I wish I had more power," is a really powerful phrase. I really enjoy that phrase. This song is basically Liam speaking. You know, I really do feel like, I'm going to get into it in this album, that he's trying to recreate what he did on BE, the BDI album, which I didn't really like, but I feel like he does that style better here. He actually really does it better here. It's just basically Liam being as honest and vulnerable and simply just saying things on a track. There's no real excitement on the track. It's not a very rocky track. It's just Liam saying stuff. It's very laid back and honest and has just some really effective little lines, such as, "Mother, I admit that I was angry for too long. I wish I had more power." That's just a meaningful line. It's a sweet little line, and I'm wondering, is it about Noel Gallagher? I'm sure people are sick of this constantly happening with every line they write, but you know, he's saying to his mother he's sorry that he was angry for so long. Could be about, you know, could be about Noel.
He's a fucking cunt and I hate him and I love him and he twists my melon, man.
I think the choir being involved gives this track so much innocence and yearning, and it is a very unique start to the album. It does show the experimental direction Liam is going here. Diamond in the Dark is the second track, and when I first heard it, it just went over my head a bit. I do feel like this is a bit of a meh track. It's okay, you know, the verses have a little decent swingy melody, but I actually think the melody on the verse is better than the chorus, and I don't really get invested in the chorus. I think it's just okay. It's a decent little listen. This is the problem with this album, before I get to my overall thoughts later on. Some of the tracks go over my head. Some of the tracks are really good, but some of them go over my head, which is a shame. Don't Go Halfway is the next track, and it does inject the album with a bit of rock swagger, as we expect from Liam Gallagher. It does sound like more like the songs on his last two albums. It's a hopeful, jovial little song with the very hopeful line, "When your time comes, don't go halfway." That's a fun little melody as he sings that. Voice is good. It's a decent, solid rock song. What you'll notice though is there's no real deliberate, in-your-face rock songs. There is rock on here, but I don't feel like Liam is going for rock anthems on here. I feel like on this he's handled his experimental side maybe better than Noel. Like Noel, the quality hasn't suffered, but he's kind of sacrificed rock music. Liam still feels like a rock star on this, even if the songs aren't very rocky. Come On You Know is the next track, and it's pretty good, you know. For me, this is BDI. This is literally the stuff that he wrote with BDI in that era of BE, but it's much better. This is the style he was going for. It's just swagger and him literally speaking. You know, again, it's nothing extravagant. It's him and the guitar. It's the voice and the guitar. But Liam is enough to carry something like that because he's got such a personality when it's just voice and guitar. There's a line on here which you'd never expect to hear from Liam Gallagher. "I'm sick of always acting tough. Come on, baby, gives a hug." That's great to hear a man like Liam Gallagher say that. You know, he's really softened in his old age.
Stay out of my fucking way, little fuckers.
Too Good for Giving Up is up next. And that phrase, "you're too good for giving up," is wonderful. And it is obviously repeated throughout the track. What a great message to his fans. You know, in this age of mental health struggles, in this age of just not knowing what's going on in the world, things changing every single day, the ease of slipping into depression, Liam Gallagher does a really, really thoughtful song, which is a message for people who feel like giving up. You're too good for giving up. Liam can be so good at these honest, vulnerable, meaningful tracks. And I think he's learning that in his old age. He's just saying, I'm going to do these more because I really think I'm good at them and they seem to resonate. "Remember you belong just as much as anyone." That's another, brings a tear to your eye, that line, doesn't it? Again, you know, a swag-filled rocker making a song like this. Good, you know, it's good to break down those barriers, and it's a great song. It really is, and it shows the softer side of Liam. It's Liam, paired with a guitar and a piano, and it creates such beautiful sound on this song. It Was Not Meant to Be is the next track, and it really wasn't meant to be, because I don't really like this song. It's a regretful song about things not going well, but it really goes over my head. It really goes over my head. I don't really appreciate anything about this song. It never just hooked me at all, so I just find it bland and a bit boring. Thankfully, things get awesome again very quickly with the song Everything's Electric, one of the best songs of 2022. This is the closest you're going to get to Liam being that in-your-face Liam of Oasis. It is a rocky song. It's not as rocky as some of the Oasis ones, but it is still rocky. I think what I mean by not so rocky is it's not very fast. A lot of the stuff on this album is not very fast at all, and Everything's Electric isn't very fast, but it's full of swagger and rock star energy and aura. You can imagine Liam performing this live. It's perfect for him. For me, this is the wall of glass on the album. It reminds me of that style and that delivery of that song. Liam sounds great here, and I love the line, "I don't hate you, but I despise that feeling." I think that's a stunning line, because it can be applied to so much. One interesting line. No, I almost feel like he's trying to say that he doesn't like how he hates people, and that's an interesting idea when you think of anyone you hate and resent. Is it like you don't hate them, but you have this horrible feeling that you can't get rid of? Again, is it about Noel? Is that possible? World's in Need is the next track, and it's another wonderful song. I feel like it's a critique of the craziness of the world, but it's really delivered in this chirpy, sweet little way. Just a nice little spring in its step, this song. There's maracas, there's tambourine, there's guitar. It's just really fun, which is strange because it's about the craziness of the world. But I like how Liam chose to do this song not in a resentful way, but he does mention things like whatever happened to the world we knew. I think that's a really nice line. I feel like some of this stuff's about COVID, some of these lyrics, but Liam does well to not come across as like an anti-vaxxer or conspiracy theorist. He just is reflecting on the madness of all of it. And it's a song about wanting to escape with your loved one from the craziness of the world, and who can't relate to that? And it's nice to hear. When that chorus comes in, it's a really good catchy melody, but it fills you with joy, and it's a nice feeling because the sentiment is so sweet and removes your brain from the road that we go down in this world of resentment. And he's talking about things he doesn't like in the world, but the chorus is about the thing that he does and wanting to escape with it. I like that idea. Another very experimental song comes next. It's Moscow Rules. Dare I say, is this Liam Gallagher channeling Bowie? Bowie was known for these kind of poetic, like limerick sort of songs over minimal instruments. This is basically just Liam in this quirky, odd little melody over a piano, and it just gave me Bowie vibes. And it's dark. For me, it's like a Tim Burton feel. It's almost like Liam singing over Nightmare Before Christmas. It's got a gothic feel. You'd never expect that to work with Liam, but he's experimenting here, and it does work, this song. It's a strange little song, but it really captivated me. And it's an example that it's not just Noel Gallagher who's experimenting. So in your face, our kids, your brother's doing it too. He has grown up in some ways.
Noel decides that he can do everything, and he fucking can't.
I'm Free is the next track, a gritty and dirty delivery by Liam on the vocal. I love the line in the chorus, how long are you going to sell illusion, how long are you going to sell confusion. I feel like this song is about misinformation, about how the news tries to divide people. It's about resentment to institutions and government, and it's about Liam saying he's free from all that, but he is angry. This song's like a big middle finger to the system, and it's nice to see Liam Gallagher still has that rock star, rebellious, not respecting anything feeling. Again, it's not a fast rock. It's probably the closest you'll get to a fast rock song, and it is quite rocky and it is quite thumping with the drums. I think it's good, and it sounds really, really resentful and angry by Liam. So it's not even really what we get from Liam in Oasis, because Liam's fast rock songs are usually happy and uplifting, even when they're fast rock songs. This is basically an Oasis song that's angry, and we never really got anger in Oasis, but here there's some genuine anger. Better Days is next up, and this might be my favourite song of 2022, and I'm dead serious.
Better days when the sun gets into you and the shadows of your heart. There'll be better days when my love will find you even though we're miles apart.
I love how it starts with this mental drum pattern that you wouldn't expect on this sort of song. It's like a rave drum pattern, it's bonkers. But it joins this kind of uplifting, spiritual, really nice song, and it really works. Liam sounds so pleasant on the song just gives you joy. I remember the first time I heard it and saw the video, it was just full of life and happiness. Liam is so good at restoring faith in life and putting a positive message out there. He just really is. There'll be better days when my love will find you even though we're miles apart. The way he delivers the melody and that better days idea is some of the nicest stuff that Liam's ever sung, but it's just a great rock song as well. It's great, and it's just other lines such as all the sadness washed away by the rain. It touches, it pulls at your heartstrings, and it's a different approach to melody in the chorus. It's a strange chorus. It's just Liam kind of going, believe me, and it gets drawn out. He says believe me all through the chorus, and it's like, this chorus should be boring because it's just him saying a phrase. And it's not even structured in a way to be catchy, but it is. It's very impressive the way he's kind of created this song. And again, throughout this album, different approaches to melody, different choices that, sometimes they don't pay off, sometimes they really do. It's just filled with joy, this track. I love Better Days. I love that verse melody. I love the vocal melody. I love Liam's delivery. I love the message of it. Liam has not lost his optimism well into his older age. How can you argue with that? Oh Sweet Children is the final song, and it is very John Lennon-esque. I got John Lennon vibes throughout this, and I love whenever Liam tries to channel John Lennon, because it's a lot, but I love hearing it. And you know what? The song grows on you. I found the song a bit boring as it went along, but then into that chorus, which is very warm delivery by Liam, very 70s sounding, very trippy, almost Pink Floyd-esque in a way. It's just very bizarre, but again, there's a nice message that comes through this kind of strange atmosphere. There are 2 bonus tracks on the album. One is The Joker, which went over my head. I didn't really like it. I thought it was boring. I thought it could have been a bit better. I thought it could have been faster. I mean, it could be a good rock song, but it's very mid-tempo and dull, to be honest. Wave is the other bonus track, and this should be on the album because it's very experimental. There's a real imposing, claustrophobic feel, and the drums and the instruments are very, they loom over you. And I like the atmosphere that Liam created on this track. And there is a line on here, brother don't like me, he said so before. Who threw the first stone? Who's keeping score? No. Hello. Overall, Come On I think is a solid album. I don't love it, I'll be honest. I prefer his first 2 albums, but you know what? I think this is going to grow on me. It has all the potential to do that. I love how brave the album is. I love how it stays in a rock world while experimenting. And I love how Liam's taking different approaches to how he sings, vocal melodies. It doesn't feel like an album that's stuck in the past, certainly. He's not repeating himself. And it's an interesting album. It will grow on me, this album, I'm sure. And, I'm sure, there's so many songs from the Gallagher brothers that do grow on me. So I'm sure it will. I mean, Pretty Boy, Noel's recent song, which I reviewed, and I didn't really praise it that much. I keep hearing it and I really like it now. I find myself singing it. So I do like the album. I think it's good. I just don't think it's great. I really think his first 2 ones were pretty great. But there are some great songs on here. It's just a few moments that go over my head, which is a shame. What do you guys think of Liam Gallagher's Come On Let me know in the comments. I really, really want to discuss this album with you. Check out my other Oasis and Liam Gallagher reviews and whatever it is on the screen now. Subscribe to this channel if you'd love to talk about music. I will see you guys in the next video.